Hi, my name is Paweł Nasiadka. I'm a senior business consultant at NetWise. Today we're going to talk about autonomous agents that were announced just a few days ago during Microsoft Ignite. Now, what are those agents? Well, Microsoft is communicating them announcing them like extensions for standard Copilot. So for example, Microsoft 365 Copilot, you can extend it with your own custom agents. So those agents are able to help with processes like your processes to your users, and your users can use them via Microsoft 365 Copilot. But actually, this is not the only way you can use those capabilities. Because with Copilot Studio, you can create your own custom copilots, and so agents, how they are calling it right now, and use them, publish them, for example, inside the Teams, and your users can ask questions to your agent via Teams. So what's the difference between autonomous and why they are now calling them autonomous agents? What's the difference between them and the copilots, custom copilots, previously PVAs that we were able to create before that? Well, you remember we started with PVAs. There were topics and triggers, trigger phrases for those topics. Then we had generative AI added to it, and it became Copilot Studio. But still, it was using trigger phrases and topics to decide how to respond to a user's answer. So it was looking for trigger phrases inside that question and matching them with trigger phrases for topics, and then it was answering with this topic. Now it's different. Now we have triggers and actions for your copilots. So for your agent, and it is AI which is deciding which action, which topic, or which knowledge source to take, to choose to use to answer to the user request in the best way. Yeah. So you need to describe the actions, you need to describe the topics, you need to describe the variables, triggers very well, because the decision that AI will make is based on those descriptions. You should consider those descriptions as prompt for an AI model. Yeah, so this will help it to choose the right way, so which you would prefer. Yeah, so how to use those actions, how to use these functionalities? Well, I will show you. First of all, let's talk about how our users can interact with those agents. So let's imagine we have a company that is having a procedure of cost request registration. So they are allowing their employees to register some costs, project-related costs that they needed to take, and they want to have a reimbursement for. So they need to follow the procedure. They need to register that expenses through the app, and somebody needs to approve them. And as I said, and then there is a procedure, and after the process was started, people started asking questions about the procedure, about the status of their requests, and so on and so on. So we decided that we want an agent who will answer the questions, because he is able to actually. So let's look how it can work. Hi, can I register taxi bill as a project related expense? Yeah, it's of course it's a question regarding the procedure. Let's look for the answer. Yes, you can register, and then there is a knowledge source. Yeah, so he's always mentioning that. That's great. Yeah, so I can use this agent like this, so I can send a message to him like to other employee, but I can also use him as a part of my team or my channel for my team. Yeah, so for example, I just simply need to mention him expenses agent here, as I would mention anybody else. What is my expense request status, right? So we are asking the status of expense. Please provide the request ID. And again, I need to mention this guy because he needs to know that it's for him. So it's a request Let's do it like this. It's in rejected state. Okay, that's great. I can also do this like it's good to be nice. That's it. And you can have a, you can think about it like, okay, so was that really an agent or maybe it was a real person? No, it was an agent. But let's check how it was done. So first of all, when you go to the agent details, you will see that he has some knowledge source. And this is exactly our procedure for the cost registration. Just a simple Word document, that's it. Secondly, you will notice that we have actions. Yeah, there is no topics that are created, so no trigger phrases. This is switched off. So as you can see, there's just an action. What is that action? Uh, Let me show you. Let's start for it. So this is an action that will call for a Power Automate flow. So each time user is asking about this request status, the flow should be run, and we should ask a user for request ID, and then flow will answer with this request expense status. How it was done? Well, I use the action run a flow. I choose the flow which I've created before that. Then there is a name, display name, and the description. And this is crucial, guys, because when you want to use actions, you need to go to settings, to generative AI, and you need to choose the type of an interaction as a generative one. Yeah, not classic one. Don't use trigger phrases, just generative one. So just decide if you want to use an action or maybe you want to use something else, knowledge source or topic to respond to a user. Yeah. So let's get back to the to this action. Yeah. So this is a description, and he will use that description to decide that, okay, I think this will be the right action to take when it comes to this request from a user. And then inputs are coming from my flow, because there are some variables. So of course we need a request ID, so he is asking how you want to deal with that. Yeah, so I want to have this I want to use it as a dynamically field with best option, take it from user entire response, and this will be like a request ID. So I will ask a user the question I had in the Teams here, like please provide the request ID. This is how he knew that he needs to do it. And this question was done by my large language model. Yeah, so I was not uh, projecting this. I didn't create the question, the text of that question. He did that. He will repeat it 2 times, and there's some additional settings for this variable. For outputs, we have request status. Again, it's a variable that comes from the flow, and here asking how to do it. And I'm saying, okay, create your response dynamically using the generative AI. He will generate a message with that status inside it, but the text of a message will be created on the fly by the large language model. And this is how it was done, right? So we can test it here. So, hi, what's, let's ask him different, what's up with, or maybe, what is my expense request status? Let's type it like this, and I will use the same phrase for the second action. Yeah, and you can see the details now about this session. So he took the action, which is great. This is what we wanted to have. And he's asking, okay, I need this input variable. So he's asking a question. Please enter your expense request so I can check if, so all the text, the question text was done by large language model. Okay, so this is my ID, right? And you can see he has used that answer here, and there it is, and he responded with rejected, right? So this is the output variable that came from the flow. This is how it works. Yeah, and for this anonymous agents and using the actions, all those sessions will be recorded here under activity tab. So when you go here, you will see the history that I was asking about this, and that was the response, and session was complete. So there was no error, right? Okay, so now maybe let's check how he will choose this knowledge source. Okay, so let's check it. So can I register meal register a bill for my as a project related cost? Let's ask him the question. Now we can see he is going through knowledge sources, and he has chosen the expense procedure, and there it is. Yeah, so this is how it works. So that's the first type of an action. Now I will show you the second one. So the second type of an action will be the list rows from expense request. So this one was just starting the flow, and in that flow I was using list rows and etc. But I was using in the way that I was filtering the row with this request ID, and then I was just answering with this flow only with request expense status. Yeah, so the response was a variable in which I had saved this exact request status. Yeah, so this was the only information in my response, and now in my answer. And now this list row is a little bit different. First of all, if you want to create an action, you will see the list of available actions here. You can also create your own using a custom connector, so API. All built ones you can see here. And then when it comes to list rows, I'm using the list rows from selected environment, so Dataverse. So how it was built, how it was done, action name again, display name, description, crucial one. Yeah, the prompt for AI to know that he should use that action for if users is asking question about request status. Then end user authentication, something new. You can use either Copilot author creation or user authentication. Copilot author authentication or user authentication. Why? Well, this is a perfect example. If I'm asking about details of a record from a database, I would like to be sure that the answer will be based on this user access rights. So if he has no access to the table, I would rather be sure to he will not have any answer. Yeah. So then use this one. Because I'm an administrator, I will still use the Copilot auto authentication. And then inputs. For this action, we have few mandatory inputs variables. So you have table name and environment name. In those cases, I've used the set as a value, and then I did just choose the proper table. As you can see, there's a list of tables available in my environment, and then I've chosen the environment from the list as well. For the third one, it's a non-mandatory variable. I've just choose that I'm going to use it as well for filter rows. And filter rows, it's it's coming from this action. So I want to Copilot to create this formula, OData formula, filter using this name of column, using this value from request ID, yeah? Because I want to be sure that the user will have an answer related only to this request that he's asking for, not the entire table. Yes, I want to filter it. And again, look on the description. It's a prompt for AI. So when I was trying to put here like a formula, like filter and so on, he was not able to understand it. Yeah, so it needs to be like a description, like a human, I like you would explain it to a human. Yeah, something like that. And now let's look how Copilot will work. I will use the same question. What is my expense request status? And now he will show us the session. And you can see he has chosen that, okay, I'm going to use the procedure, because in this time he thought that, well, this is the better way to do it. Yeah, but let's put it like this. We want to be sure that he will use the action. Now he used it. Yeah, so you can see same prompt, same question, different action was made, because it is not me who is deciding which action to take. It is the AI. And in that case, he thought that this will be better. So, okay. And again, he's asking about the value for this input variable. So I'm going to do it. Yeah, there it is. There is an error. Why is an error? Because look what he has in this variable for the filter rows. He should have an all data formula. He should create an all data formula using this ID. He didn't do it. He used the just the ID. But let's repeat that. And there it is. Now he has used my ID to create this formula for this variable. This is exactly what we wanted to have. This is when he used it, and there is a response. And as you can see, it differed than from what we had previously in the first action, because with least rows he will respond with entire record details. Actually, he will build on his own the response. And as you can see, the expense request, this ID has an amount, was made at KFC, and has a status code of 1. This is why, I mean, you don't have a control about this, how the response answer will look like. Yeah, it's generative AI who is doing it. Yeah, so this is the difference. And maybe for this error we had, maybe that for the reason he used the procedure at first, maybe my description for this action, it's not good. Maybe I should change it a little bit for AI to understand, because as you saw for the first action, he understood it perfectly. Maybe I should use the same description for this action, and then it will work better. But I wanted to show you the difference and why those descriptions are important. Okay, so hope that was a nice session. Now let's summarize it. So that was it, guys. That was the Copilot Studio actions in action. So I hope that helped you understand a better way how they are operating, how they are working, and how they improve your agents. To summarize it, well, there are three major things when I think about those autonomous agents and those actions. With those actions, first of all, you're able to create your agent quicker. Yeah, you don't need to think about how should I ask a user that question, how do I, respond to it, what kind of a message I should create. It's gonna be done by large language model for you. So that's the first thing. Second biggest change is, of course, how it operates. So it's not you anymore who is deciding which topic, which action, which knowledge source is going to be taken to respond to a user request. That's the main change. And the third one will be that for some actions, you can actually decide whose authentication you will use, which is great, because when you are looking for an answer in the SharePoint, in a database, you would like to be sure that for the user that is asking the question, the answer will be based on his access rights. Yes, so the knowledge he has access to, basically. Yes, so those are the three features that I would take into consideration when it comes to those Copilot Studio actions. Hope that helps. If you are interested in those kind of messages, those kind of news, follow our channel. Please follow our channel. If you need to build your own agents and you need help, you need a partner that will help you with it, please contact to us. That's it for today. See you guys in the next videos. Bye.